Hey, welcome to today's snack. I want to speak to you about something that I see all too often. So whether it is free PDFs, free resources, free downloads, free events that just don't convert, it's like a common phenomenon. They put all this work, all this effort into creating this thing, and then it just ends up being crickets. There's no signups, there's no engagement, there's like tumbleweed. And it's not because the content is bad, but it's because the way that the freebie has been built, it's in a way that doesn't actually trigger the audience to take action. So today I'm going to show you why they flop and exactly how you can make yours convert. So here's the truth. I believe that the reason why the majority of freebies fail is for one of three reasons. So the first one is that they're too generic. They try to cover like everything and end up solving nothing. So the second reason is that they don't target the right audience. So either the people that are coming across it are scrolling past because they don't think that it is for them, or they're just not seeing it. It's maybe posted on the wrong platforms or not using the right keywords. They're just essentially not seeing this free resource that you have available for them. And then the third reason is that you kind of leave your audience hanging. So the download doesn't guide your audience as to what the next steps are. What's the next thing? Now I have potentially downloaded it. That's a win, right? They've downloaded it, but it doesn't convert into a paying client. It doesn't convert into your bank account because you've not guided them into what the next step is. So those are the three things that I see that generally tend to be the reasons why freebies don't convert. So this is how I would suggest fixing those particular problems, again, with free fixes. The first thing is to pick one pain point. Like, what is it that your audience is struggling with today? And that freebie needs to work on that. Not 10 problems, not a vague niggle. It's one problem with one solution. So for me, for example, if I put out a lead magnet that was like 10 marketing tips, it's way too broad, way too broad, as opposed to like 3 LinkedIn posts that will get you your first client this week, right? So it's very specific. It tells you, how many of the thing you need to do and in what time frame. It just is more specific and likely to speak to that person who has that particular problem. All right, so the second fix is to target your freebie to the right person. If you are being too broad, you will maybe attract people, but they will never implement. They'll never take the steps, and then they'll never convert into your paying offers. And then what ends up happening is that people just generally lose trust and credibility in what you put out because they've downloaded this thing and it, in their minds, didn't achieve the goal that they were hoping for. So when you target it to a specific person with a specific problem, then you see results. So think to yourself, who is going to benefit from this today? If they downloaded it and they took the steps, who's going to get the results? Those are your ideal people, and those are the people that you need to target and to speak to. All right, so the third fix is to include a clear next step. As I said, don't leave your audience hanging. Your freebie should always almost be a bridge to your offer, to your paid offer. So you hook them in with the lead magnet pulls them in, and then it should now be the bridge that leads them over to your paid offer. So something that nudges them closer for deeper engagement, for the next level. What is the next thing that you are directing and driving them to? You have to have that in mind even before you start to build your lead magnet, so you can reverse engineer it. You know what you're trying to sell, and then the lead magnet should be the thing that drives them over to that paid offer. So making sure that you've got a strong call to action, CTA, at the end of your lead magnet, whether that is a PDF, a masterclass, a video series, whatever it is, making sure that you've got a strong CTA that guides them to the next action. So they're not just consuming, but they're actually moving forward. So here's an action that you can take off the back of this snack. Get one of your freebies, one of your free resources. Ask yourself, does it solve a specific problem? Does it speak to your ideal audience? And also, does it have the next steps in which you would like for them to take? Take some time to kind of analyze and reflect and look at that free resource, answer those questions, and then if it doesn't, make the necessary tweaks. Like one small change can make a huge difference in your conversions. If you need support with those changes that you're making, drop them below this snack. Let me know perhaps maybe that you've changed the title, what you've changed it to. Maybe you've changed the problem statement. Like share that with me and I'll give you some feedback, as well as the other ladies in the community. You've done the work with these free resources. Let's not let it gather digital dust. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's action, and action is what creates results.